Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, GamerK, and it's time for another Disney Villainous Guide. And we're back to the game that started it all, the Worst Takes It All Beginners expansion set. And today we will be talking about the villain who is a literal thumbsucker. And no, I'm not being metaphoric or using it for another word. The no-good King of England, Prince Jon from Robin Hood, one of Disney's earlier and more retro Disney movies. And once again, he is one of the 6 members of the Worst Takes It All Beginners starter set. So, yeah, let's talk about this guy. First off, here's his board. This crown gives me a feeling of power. And I do like Prince Jon. I really, really do. Although, if they were to put Robin Hood in Kingdom Hearts, let's just say it would be very easy to beat him. Yeah. So let's continue. Let's take a look at the very cool, very rich, very nice artwork for Prince Jon on his board. We can see some of the gold behind him, if I'm recalling. And I like the pose that they went with. And being one of the 6 villains for the starter set, which I said again is technically the villains who have the easiest achievements or objectives. Prince Jon's objective is to basically start your turn with at least 20 power. So basically, for those of you who know Prince Jon from Robin Hood, or those of you who maybe aren't my age and don't know, basically throughout the movie he tries to tax all the citizens just to gain taxes and gold. And in this case, that will be power. Throughout the game, you will need to collect at least 20 power and start your turn with said amount. Now, that sounds like an easy objective, especially for the beginner set, for the very first set of the villains. But it does get annoying because you do have to pay power in order to activate cards and to do things in order to obtain said power. And also the heroes in this game, in his deck, are heavily focused on stealing his gold, basically, and his power, which is his power, and keeping it from him. So if you want to get more power, you're going to have to spend power. Like, again, you got to make money, spend money to make money. And let's take a look at his realm. And his realm is basically pretty simple, like nothing that extravagant. Like we have Sherwood Forest, which is that nice little image of the forest area where all the inhabitants kind of sneak off to. We've got Friar Tuck's church, which... Yeah, now that I'm saying this out loud, Prince Jon's realm doesn't really have anything like specific that happens in the movie a lot, but a really nice, really cool picture of the church with a couple tombstones there. We got the Nottingham, which is basically the small little bit of town of Nottingham, and we've got the jail, which is a big view of the jail, and I like how because the jail is basically where Prince Jon will send a good majority of the characters throughout the movie. Yeah, having a hero there doesn't really harm him in the slightest. And taking a look at his game piece, and like I keep saying, Ravensburg, you guys do a hell of a good job with these game pieces and making them specific for each character. I like how it's nice and gold, and I love the translucent plastic piece. You know what I'm saying, the translucent colored pieces for each character. And here we have the big diamond and Prince Jon's crown on top. And I really do love that. I love these pieces. I love how, basically I love all the game pieces that they do. And I can't wait to do some of the more intricate ones later on when I do them. So going through for his villain deck, and I know I keep forgetting this immediately, but I'm going to do it right away. The back of Prince Jon's card, as you can see, is very simplistic. Let me try to get it a little bit close up. There we go. We have the diamonds up top, and we have the feather tips of the arrows in the 4 corners. You got the crown, his diamond ring, the 2 axes carried by his henchmen, the treasure chest where all the cash is, some of the gold tax that are falling, and his royal bed or his seat during the archery contest, and the bag full of gold, and his name, Prince John. So if there are any out there, if you are Prince John, if you love Prince John, take a screenshot for a tattoo. That's what I love about these things. These are perfect for tattoos. And now, like I always start off with what I call the trap cards of the Villainous game, which are the condition cards. And he has 4 of them. He's got 2 copies of Cowardice, which is a prime example of the thumbsucker that I mentioned. Yep. This is a Disney villain, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah. During their turn, if another player has 3 or more allies in their realm, you may play Cowardice, play an ally from your hand for free, and you get 2 copies of that. And then we have the next 2, and these ones are a really good image. We have 2 copies of Greed. Hang on. There we go. That is a nice, wicked picture of him being really, really irritated. Now that I think about it, we've done Greed, we've done Envy, we've done Jealousy. I wonder if we get Frollo in the next set, hopefully. It will be Lust, hopefully. Because, 7 deadly sins. During their turn, if another player has 6 or more power, you may play Greed, and you gain 3 power. I really love these condition cards. I really, really do love them. Now we're going into the items of the game, of Prince John's deck. And he's got quite a couple. Not as many, but just enough. You get 2 copies of bow and arrows. And basically, basic image of bows and arrows. Bow and arrow can be attached to an ally. That ally gains +1 strength. And if that ally would be discarded, discard this item instead. And you get 2 copies. And then you get 1 copy of, I want to try my best alligator presenter voice, the golden arrow. For those of you who know the movie, you kind of get what I'm trying to do. The golden arrow is played attached to an ally. That ally, if that ally defeats a hero, gain 2 power. So having the golden arrow plus bow and arrow equipped to the same guy, that allows you to kill a guy and then keep that guy on the field, keep that ally on the field with golden arrow, so you can keep getting power later on. So that's a good combo to do. And then you get 3 copies of, I feel like I'm in CSI whenever I say this, but 3 warrants. Yep, we got 3 warrants, and I like the image of the warrant of Robin Hood. 1,000 gold? Well, Ezio Auditore, I'll tell you that. Gain 2 power each time a hero is played to this location. So basically, for the warrants, you're going to play them in an area where you can play them in any area you want. And anytime a hero is played to said area, you will gain 2 power. Which I like. It allows Prince John, basically what he did in the movie, to place the warrants and have anytime a hero goes there, it works to his benefit. And then we get 1 copy of King Richard's Crown, which, very basic card design. It's just a crown. It's just a crown. If Prince John is at this location, all card costs are reduced by 1. So as long as he's wearing his crown, he gets to pay less. And then for the effects in this deck, which I will admit, Prince John, whereas Hook is item heavy and Ursula is effect heavy, Prince John's kind of in the middle a little bit in this regard. So he's got, 3 copies of Imprison, and there's that really interesting image of Friar Tuck being imprisoned in a jail. Really interesting. Move a hero to the jail. It's basically it. It basically, what's the word? Basically, if you got heroes all over on your board, it will relocate them to the jail. That way you gain access to your other actions that you can do. Plus, if you have a warrant at the jail, that's a good way to gain extra power. So you'll lose 2 power, but you'll regain 3 power. So that's a good strategy to do as well. And then we get 2 copies of Set a Trap. Set a Trap. And it's that nice image of the Rhino Guards finally capturing Robin Hood. Really cool image. You may move an ally to any location, and then you perform a vanquish action. You only get 2 cards, so it stops you from needing to do the vanquish. To be at the vanquish action symbol. But yeah, it's a pretty good card in order to if you're not at that location. And then you get 3 copies of beautiful, lovely taxes. I love this image so much. This is joy for Prince Jon just to be around gold and taxes. Gain 1 power for every hero in your realm, and you get 3 copies of that. So this is another good way of having Prince Jon's having a whole bunch of heroes in his realm be to your benefit again. And then we've got 1 copy of Intimidation, where we see the corrupt sheriff finding stashed gold taxes in a dude's leg brace. Yeah. Perform a vanquish action, but do not discard the allies used to defeat the hero. So basically, yeah, you get to get rid of the hero at no cost to you losing an ally. And speaking of the allies, we've got a good number of them in this deck. We get 3 copies of the Rhino Guards, which basic ally. Rhino. Cost of 3 power, 4 strength, and has no abilities. So these are basically the powerhouses. And then you get 3 copies of my favorite animal and a design I really like. 3 copies of the Wolf Archers. And yeah, I love how there's 3 on the image. And there's 3 cards of it. When performing a vanquish action, the Wolf Archers may be used to defeat a hero at the location or an adjacent location. So once I described this with Cerberus when I did Hades, if the archers are at Friar Tuck's church, you may use them to defeat them from there, Nottingham, or Sherwood Forest. And I really do like that. So having these guys with the bow and arrow and the golden arrow is basically the penultimate combo of this deck. In order to get rid of a majority of heroes, keep the archers on the field, and to gain power while doing so at the same time. And now let's get into the sidekicks of the villain. Let's start with basically Ka ripoff, Sir Hiss. Yes. Am I going to keep doing this? Most likely. Very bland image of just Sir Hiss's head. Yeah, he's just basically Ka ripoff. Prince Jon is at Sir Hiss's location. You may perform 1 action that is covered by a hero at that location. Yes. Am I done with this? Yes. And then we get 1 copy of Trigger, who is one of the vultures. And again, you can clearly see that if Jungle Book was in this, they basically took the 2 of the Jungle Book vultures at the end of the movie and basically made them villains in this movie. Or is it vice versa? Which came out first? Oh, okay. Thank you, Anonymous Voice. Or, in this case, Anonymous Text. For once, you're useful. Yes, you are always annoying. Okay, fine. So here we have Trigger. All other allies at Trigger's location get -1 strength? What? Wait. Oh, right, because in the movie he kept firing his crossbow and it kept hurting everyone else other than the heroes. Okay, and he's got a pretty good power level of being 4, so yeah, make sure Trigger's on his lonesome. And then we have his partner, Nutsy. And I really like this image of Nutsy with the hood and the lightning bolt on the back. All other allies at Nutsy's location gain 2 strength because, yeah, Nutsy is a lot better than Trigger. So if you're looking for a power-up, Nutsy, not Trigger. And now we have the Sheriff of Nottingham with that mischievous grin. Is this guy supposed to be a badger, a bear, or a raccoon? I have no clue. Before Prince John moves, you may move Sheriff of Nottingham to any location and gain 1 power if there are any heroes in his location. So basically, just like in the movie, everywhere he goes, he will steal taxes. Fantastic. And now on to the Fate deck, which is the hero deck. And there it is again. Crumb. Once again, basically the same thing, just pure white, which is very annoying to see. There aren't that many, there are more heroes than there are effects and items in this deck. So I'm going to get through them really quickly. For items, we only have 1 item in this Fate deck, and we get 3 copies of Clever Disguise. And this is a really cool card of Robin Hood basically pretending to be a stork to enter the archery competition. When Clever Disguise is played, attach it to a hero. That hero cannot be defeated. At any time, Prince John may pay 2 power to discard Clever Disguise. I like that. So, if he wants to get rid of the big heroes that are basically bleeding him dry of his power, he just has to pay the irony of paying the tax in order to get rid of the item, which I do really like. And then we get 3 copies of the only effect in the Fate deck, which is Steal from the Rich. And I love this image of when he's sleeping with the taxes right under his pillow. I just love it. Take up to 4 power from Prince John and put it on any one hero. When the hero is defeated, return the power to Prince John. So you get 3 copies of that. Oh, dear Lord. That's awesome. And now we get the heroes of the game. And once again, if there's... Wait. Does Maid Marion count as a princess? Because I always do the princesses first. Last. Yeah, whatever. First we have... Okay, I'm just going to ask... who remembered these characters' names that were in it a lot, but I didn't really care? So we get 1 copy of Skippy, which is that little rabbit kid who wants to be who's basically a Robin Hood knockoff. Wolf archers cannot be used to defeat Skippy. Okay. And then we get 1 copy of the turtle Geek, Toby. Dear Lord, this artwork and this character. When Toby is defeated, shuffle him back into the Prince John's Fate deck. So the turtle will not die. And then we have... Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I know I'm talking a lot and making cracking jokes, but who knew this dude's name? Who knew this the rooster in the beginning of who narrates the story? Who knew his name was Alana Adale? Alana Dale. What the heck? I never knew that. But I do like the image. I really do. And all other heroes in Prince John's realm gain +1 strength. So as he's strunging his loot, he will be boosting them up. So basically, he's like a what's that? A bard. Yeah, he's basically the bard in this game. And then we get 1 copy of the character who's in the movie for like maybe 10, 15 seconds, a minute if most. We've got King Richard. I don't even remember him being in the movie that long. But I'm guessing he's Prince John's father or his brother. Well, whatever it is, I'll put it up here once I find out, or once the text voice comes up and annoys me again. Prince John cannot play effects. So yeah, this dude is stopping you from using all your effects. And if you want to get rid of him, it's going to be a big bunch of characters to get rid of him. Next up, we have good old Friar Tuck. And there he is, just making his soup. Very nice image of him, though. Really, really cool of the Badger Friar Tuck. When Friar Tuck is played, you may discard all warrants from his location. Prince John does not gain power from them. I like that. Being the Friar, you wouldn't get power from a warrant for a Friar. So I like how they kind of implement that into the game strategies a little bit. And then we have the BFF of Maid Marion, Lady Cluck. Whenever I think about hens talking, which means women talking and gossiping, I usually think of this. Lady Cluck cannot be played or moved to the jail. And she is one of the second strongest characters in the Fate deck, so yeah. Make sure she is, you need to get rid of her right quick in order to prevent anything from being stopped. And then we have, I'm going to say this, welcome, Diet Baloo, which is Lil Jon. I like the image that they went with him of him just looking at the arrow, how straight it is. I love it. When Lil Jon is played, you may take up to 4 power from Prince John and put it on Lil Jon. When Lil Jon's defeated, the power is returned to Prince John. And again, he is the third strongest character in the deck. So, yeah, it's going to take Prince John a lot to get rid of Lil Jon. And then we have, okay, yeah, technically she's not a princess, so it works. I think Maid Marion, and I do love this cute little image of her. I really do love it. When Maid Marion is defeated, find Robin Hood and play him to the same location. So yeah, get rid of his girl, and out comes the hero. Speaking of which, this is literally one of my favorite artworks for a hero, because the Aladdin one sucked. Prince Eric was just smiling. Yeah, the heroes sometimes don't have a lot of awesome artworks, but this one is a good one. Robin Hood readying his shot, and I love it. I love this artwork. The amount of power that Prince John gains from each card or action is reduced by 1. And he is the 4th strongest character in the game. So yeah, you're going to have to get rid of him toot sweet if you want your power to stay on a steady stream. Well, okay, I talked about how to use the warrants, all the cards, his design, the game piece, the realm. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for GamerK's Disney Villainous Guide of Prince John from Robin Hood. And that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope these guides are helping you guys and helping people get into the game of Villainous, hopefully. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And join me next week, ladies and gentlemen, where I continue this preemptive Disney month by going over some of the best baddies that tried to take our hearts. This is GamerK, logging out.